Just get to start. I should probably have a better intro than just sitting here waiting like an idiot to tell me that I'm live, but this is the best I have right now. All right, so we're talking about Bristol tonight, and I want to start with the value plays first because we can make arguments for everybody up in the front. Just and yeah, like I mean, I am excited about this slate. Like I'm playing probably the most lineups I have since outside of the plate race, probably since like June. I think I'll probably end up with like 16 in the 15, 16 in the 4, and any of the 20 maxes I can find. I'll probably enter the 16 lines there. But I want to start at the bottom, like at the very, very bottom. I do have lineups with both Smithley and Half, and the reason I'm doing that is because without the practice data that we have no idea who's going to lead. Personally, I'm oddly high on people that I don't think you are as high on, that other people aren't as high on. Like I really like Tricks today based on its price. I love Bell. I love Bowman. People like Byron, even like Chase Elliott. And so in the lineups that I'm punting all the way down to the bottom with like a Half Smithley is because I'm trying to jam in like close to 5 of those guys as I can. I have lineups with 5 of the drivers starting inside the top 13 because I just want to gain as many fast laps and as laps led as I can. Are you punting at all today, or are you just sticking? Okay.
And I'm right there with you with Half and Smithley because, you know, Smithley starting 36th, you look at his finishes this year, look how that cars ran. Yeah, it's a shit box, but he finishes races. And as long as he doesn't get wrecked, he's going to move up probably to, if there's our normal amount of wrecks, he's probably going to finish about 30th. So getting that for $4,700, I think is a great play. And then Half, you know, he's going to do about the same thing. He doesn't have as much upside place differential wise, but he gives you that $200 discount where I know there's some lineups that I had exactly 4,500 left over where I couldn't get Smithley. Like I'd rather have Smithley over Half, but you know, you got to deal with what you do when you're punting like that. But yeah, I'm all for punting tonight. It's with the most likely dominators being priced so high, you can't have a great lineup without it. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if the optimal had a punt in it tonight.
Yeah, and I think there's a bigger chance of that because this is the first time we've seen legit the top, 12, 10 cars who can lead laps starting inside the top 12. Usually we at least have, qualifying debacle or somebody qualifying worse than they should. Like this is really the first Bristol race. I know we had it last year, but I would argue this is the first one to where the top 7 drivers could all lead laps and all get fast laps, and it could switch. It could either be a race where somebody leads like 200 laps, or we have 5 guys lead 75 laps and get fast laps throughout that. Yeah, I'm embracing the punting, especially if how for Smithley, worst case scenario gets me 15 points. Okay, well if I have 4 guys that gets me over 70 points who lead, like I'll happily take, a 4x, even like a 3.8x from one of these value plays, just if I can fit in everybody up in the front.
I mean, especially there's always at least 1 or 2 drivers that score 100 plus points. So that's where, it makes punting. I mean, I wouldn't punt. I'm not punting on every lineup, but definitely, yeah, I'm fully embracing it this week. Just like this race reminds me a lot of Dover actually. And I ended up punting at Dover with Half and ended up winning some good money. So
yeah, right now I have 3 out of my 14, 15 lineups with punts. And I just wanted to cover that to get that kind of out of the way. If you're not punting, where do you want to go? Because I either think LaJoie is going to be like 35% owned or 15% owned. Like I cannot get a feel of where LaJoie. I think Priest is going to be the chalk here. And I'm okay playing Priest, but what do you think of these 2 guys?
That's where I'm landing for everything is those 2. And, I don't hate going down to Alfredo. But if LaJoie or Priest don't wreck, they should score enough that it's that kind of chalk that you have to eat, I think. Because Priest is really good here. LaJoie, you really just need him to have a clean race and finish 25th at $5,600. Alfredo, you're just, if you're jumping down there to Alfredo or Yaley, you're hoping for attrition. Alfredo on a good day is 26th. So starting one spot further forward than LaJoy and not having as much upside, yeah. So like back to your original question, a lot of my lineups that I've landed on have at least one of Priest and LaJoy, if not both.
So with me, same story here. I'm dead even on ownership between Priest and LaJoy. I have right now 3 lineups with both of them in it, and if it doesn't have both of them, then it has one or the other. It's hard for me to find a place to where one of those guys doesn't work. I can't find myself doing Alfredo. Like if I'm going to go to Alfredo, I'll just punt in the lineup. But this is oddly one of Priest's best tracks, and I think that really is the Whelen Modified Tour, because similar to Colby in the truck race, and Newman runs well here in the modified. Same thing, he runs well here. Like I think this is one of the tracks where you can take a lot of the data from the Whelen Modified Tour and see how people do at Bristol and see how they do here, and it's comparable. Like I like Priest here. I just wish he wasn't as popular.
I don't know. I think LaJoy might be a little chalkier than Priest, but they're both going to be up there. But looking at steep tracks this year, Priest 18th at Dover, 21st at Homestead, 12th at Darlington too. I mean, there's no reason for me. Like the only reason not to go Priest is if you're hoping that he wrecks, and I never like to be on that side of the coin.
Yeah, and they're saying LaJoy's bringing the exact same car that he ran at Darlington with 2 weeks ago. I mean, I have to like LaJoy here. I think he's underpriced, and it's just hard for me to see a situation to where he doesn't hit, 28 points, 29 points, 31 points. Like I would not be shocked if I see LaJoy running 22nd, like the last car on the lead lap in stage 2. Like that would not shock me to see LaJoy actually running, 22nd, 21st. And if that's the case, I think he's going to be optimal unless something happens to him. I would probably lean more to LaJoy being optimal than Priest, but that's where I'm at right now.
And what really sucks in this range is like there's no good pivots. Like you're not going to pivot to David Starr. And Briscoe, I think, starts too high for, I think, yes, he has a great record here in Xfinity, but it's probably like an 18th place car. I'm not seeing the upside with Jones. And then you're getting too far away to call them pivots once you get up there. But like, to get off a Priest or LaJoy to go to Haley or Yaley or, any of the punts, you're just, you're hoping for wrecks on the guys that will be faster of Priest and LaJoy. But yeah, I've a lot of the projections I've seen for ownership actually have LaJoy quite low. And that surprises me because I think he's going to be one of the highest owned tonight. I have him third highest behind Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson.
Yeah, I'm expecting him to be high as well. That's why I was kind of shocked when I was seeing some people expecting him to be in the teens. Because if he's in the teens, I'm going to be completely overweight on the field. Like, I think he should be like 33% owned.
There's a good question about McDowell.
So it's if you believe McDowell can do it. I have McDowell right now for 29 points. That's him getting a 15th place finish.
Oh, that's generous.
I mean, yeah, that's super generous. But like if I move him back to where I think he should start, like even if he gets like 19th, that's 21 points, and he gets beat by even people like Priest, Stenhouse, Jones. And so I gave McDowell 29 to see what he could do with lineups, and the optimizer just went insane with him. Like he wanted to just use McDowell and LaJoy. Like it was my initial runs. It was using a lot of Chastain, a lot of McDowell, and a lot of LaJoy. And I mean, maybe McDowell's the pivot there. I think he is, because I'd actually much rather play McDowell for the lower ownership than paying, like, I hate the 6K range again this week. Like, I don't believe in Briscoe. I'd actually probably believe more in McDowell than Briscoe. I don't like Jones. Obviously, we don't like Starr. We're kind of already out of the range when we're talking about Buescher and Custer, and so I don't mind McDowell. I do have him in some lineups. I'm not very confident about those, but I'm playing McDowell. My player pool is actually, let me look real quick, because I got a pretty big pool. I think I got 19 or 20 drivers tonight. So I'm using almost pretty much everybody of the main group.
Right. Yeah, I don't see McDowell taking that much ownership away from LaJoie and Preece. Maybe a little bit, but there's no way. I don't see McDowell going over 8% ownership tonight. I have him projected for 4.9. So, yeah, I don't think people will. I don't think people will buy into that narrative, especially with how junk that car's been for the last 2 months.
Yeah, man, they really fell off a cliff, didn't they?
Oh man. Like earlier this year, they were like, if this race was in March, I'd be like, hell yeah, fucking play McDowell starting 16th at that price. It's a great play. Now, no, I don't even think about it.
Yeah, like if you look back at his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 races, he hasn't finished inside the top 19. Whereas he had, 17, 19, 18, 7th, 13th, 3rd, 12th. Like, it's night and day difference. The only thing pushing me to McDowell is I don't think he's going to win. And I typically don't like bothering playing playoff narratives and stuff. But if this is the race to bring back or go back to the setups that you're running in the beginning of the year to try and get something to happen in the playoffs, like, that's the only reason I'm giving McDowell a 15th is like him, swinging for the fences, that team trying to get a Hail Mary or to do something, because they probably won't ever be in the playoffs again.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely going to, they're going to take whatever strategy they can tonight. They're going to do the opposite of everybody else, but how much the chances of that working out, it's not enough for me. If I was putting 200 lineups in, I don't think I'd have any McDowell, to be honest with you.
I think you need one, man. I think you need
one of 200, a half percent.
Yeah, I think it's worth, especially the other thing I wanted to talk about is if I don't think McDowell gets in a wreck. I know that's kind of dumb to say, but and I know he has 3 horrible finishes of the last 6 races here, but I really don't think McDowell gets in a wreck today. He might be 22nd, but if he doesn't get in a wreck and say Preece gets caught up in something, Briscoe, Jones, like, McDowell might just be that play in that range just due to survival. And 4%, like, I want something with McDowell in it. And you can make some pretty good lines with McDowell.
Michael McDowell has 8 DNFs here and 21 starts. Only Derek Cope has more.
I know. But man, if you look at his last 2 races here, man, like, why don't they bring a setup like that back? That's green flag speed. 14th, 10th, like,
that's
I think
true.
it's worth it. I certainly wouldn't do it in the King of the Speedway contest, but
that's the only upside I could possibly have with McDowell is those finishes last year. But
yeah. All right. So let's see. Moving up, who do you like in the high 6s and in the 7s? Because I'm using Suarez, Buescher. That's kind of where I'm going. I have one with Stenhouse.
I like Stenhouse a lot.
Okay.
Just like last week, which I was wrong. I said I'd come on here and say I was wrong if I was.
You don't have. Dude, I don't give a shit about that. Don't worry about that.
It's all. When I say I'm going to do something, I do. But I really like Stenhouse. He's really good at Bristol. If he doesn't wreck, he gets fastest laps here, just like he did at Richmond. But he's really good on these steep tracks as well. So I like my projections really like Buescher. Obviously, starting 25th. I think Suarez could sneak in. I think he finished like 11th or he finished 9th at Dover. So I think he's definitely a tournament play. Buescher's a chalk play, and then Stenhouse, I just like for the upside of, finishing top 10. But if I'm going super safe, I'm gonna grab Busch there. I really haven't gotten to Custer or Newman. I could see Newman. He has a pretty good record here. He's starting to run a little bit better. I just personally haven't gotten to him, and that might be something I need to evaluate. But if I'm in that price range, I'd rather go Stenhouse. So one guy, I think people might overlook Bubba Wallace tonight, starting 28th at 75. He's had good runs here. He finished 11th at Dover. He hasn't finished worse than 22nd on steep tracks this year.
So I have Bubba in lines. The battle that I think Bubba's competing with is Almirola and Tyler Reddick. I think that is his direct competition.
As far as
in terms of projections, because I currently have Bubba for 34 points today. That's him getting the 19th, whereas I have Almirola around over 40 points. Same thing with Reddick. And so I'd much rather play Reddick over Bubba. I don't know what Bubba brings. I'm concerned about what car he brings. He could easily be the best play in that situation, in that range, run 15th, and then just kill the 7K range. He could be the play in the 7K range. I just don't know. He's almost, at least in my mind, the same as McDowell, just because there's a chance that he might be the only guy in that range that kind of scores the amount of points and outscores everybody else in that.
I'm looking at it as I see no dominator upside from Reddick. He doesn't get fastest laps, even on the tracks that he's supposedly super fast on. So unless he finishes 4th again, like he did last year, he ain't getting there. Almirola, I don't see. It's hard for me to see him finishing top 10 tonight. So I'm taking that place differential with Bubba, because it wouldn't take much to outscore those two, I don't think.
So that's kind of what I meant when we started this, is because I'm kind of on drivers that a lot of people don't like, and not trying to be different. I happen to have a lot of Eric Almirola and Tyler Reddick tonight.
You love some Eric Almirola, don't you?
I'm not trying to. I swear, I'm not trying to get on that. It's like fucking Moffitt in the Xfinity series, man. I just end up playing him a lot. But
I'm surprised that you're going Almirola over Stenhouse, though. That's what I'm not getting.
For more, man. I got Stenhouse for 29 points today. That's around 19th, 18th.
I got Ricky at 32 with an upside of 68, and Almirola at 24 with an upside of 34. I see the upside in Reddick. I don't see it in Almirola. But I've certainly been wrong before.
No, you're good, because it's a shame you ran into issues at Dover or at Darlington the first time. Did you rank at Dover too? I think he did. Yeah, he finished 37th at Dover.
He's 30th at Homestead too.
Yeah. But man, he's finally starting up front, and I like what I saw at Richmond. I know it's not a comparable track, but I like what I saw at Darlington too. Like Stuart Haas at their 750 package is substantially better than their 550 package. I know we're not in that range. I also I have Harvick in lines as well, and I don't know if that's influencing me to go to Almirola. I'm not going. What do I have Almirola at right now? Let me tell you his percentage. Yeah, I got 50% Eric Almirola right now.
What?
I'll probably because I haven't finished all the lines. That's with 12 lineups right now on DraftKings. It'll probably even out to 38, 36. But I like Eric Almirola a lot. I like him more than Stenhouse. I like him more than Bubba. And a lot of those lineups are, Eric Almirola, maybe Chastain, Reddick together, and then people like, Truex Jr., Byron, like kind of like a lot of the lineups that I ended up with Eric Almirola and Reddick are more of like lineups where it's like 5 guys, start inside the top 16.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like a track like Bristol, you can't forget about starting place as well. I mean, like I think there's a fine line between place differential this week and starting place, because obviously the higher they start up, the less likely they are to get lapped.
Yeah, which is another notch in McDowell's kind of box, to where at least he started inside the top 20. I don't know if we'll stay there, but hopefully other guys will get lapped before he does.
What laps the competition caution tonight?
No idea. Let me look. I just know there's competition caution, so I kind of expect it. I don't really look at the what the heck paint scheme does Truex have?
Sherry Strong on the side.
Okay, I was like,
lap 40 is the caution. And they're also not putting any new PJ1 down. Does that change anything for you?
No, the race will probably still start in the bottom and then migrate to the top. And then like I guess it's probably bound to happen in the Cup race, but these last 3 races, the ARCA, Truck, and Xfinity, like lap traffic is just in the fucking way.
Yep.
Like it's worse than normal. Like,
got David Starr on the track this week too.
I mean, like, it's like, I guess each line is kind of built for each car. Like, there's no one dominant line, so the lap cars aren't like, okay, well, the leader's using the bottom, I'll use the top, or I'll use the bottom because leaders are using the top. Everybody's using a different line, so lap traffic is playing like a huge factor this week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I think that's probably more of an issue than worrying about the comp yellow, at least in my mind.
So with your punt lineups, are you going more? It sounds like you're going more of like a central build of possible dominators as opposed to the guys up top like Busch and Larson. Am I reading that right?
No, my punt line, I have a Larson line, I have a Hamlin line, I have a Larson and Hamlin together.
Mm-hmm.
I got a Truex Larson. I even got people like Bowman in those. And so I don't like, I think this is a week where the term dominator, like I don't really like using it this week, because if you say, okay, 4 dominator lineup or 5 dominator lineup, like we don't have that many people projected to like kill the race. But if you look at it in terms of who's going to get fast laps, like I think you could easily get 5 guys in a line that can probably get over 30 fast laps each.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And so that's more of like the build I'm going for. Like I'm almost chasing more fast laps than I am laps led, because if you're getting those fast laps, you're most likely getting to the front at some point.
Yep, I'm with you. So I guess where you and I differ on lineup construction this week is I like going like 3 studs and like 3 relative duds, where you're hitting that mid range. And I know my projections actually like Bowman a lot. I think he was in the optimal, but yeah, like as I'm only putting in like 10 lineups tonight, so I'm landing on 2 to 3 above 9,000 guys, and then kind of just skipping that middle range and hitting at best or at highest Bubba or Stenhouse, and then going down.
Yeah, and I'm building similar. I'm just kind of avoiding that 7K range. If I'm not playing Reddick or Almirola, it's more so either like 2 guys in the 6K range or 1 7K and 1 6K, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So now that we're kind of moving up past the value, we're kind of in the 8 and 9K range. I love Christopher Bell today.
Mm-hmm.
Like I absolutely love Christopher Bell.
And I think you have to, just because of how he's running, and two, um, how Eric Jones ran in this car at Bristol. Like, I've made that comparison a lot of times this year. That's why I said Christopher Bell could win the Daytona Road Course, was because of that car, and be good at Watkins Glen because of that car, because Eric Jones is really good in that car, and Darlington as well. Eric Jones consistently put up like 30 fastest laps here every single time. So yeah, I'm right there with you. I like Blaney a little bit more than Bell, but if they were like, if I had the choice between the two, they're neck and neck. Like, I prefer Blaney just a little bit more, but yeah, I can't argue against Bell. And I think a lot of people are going to go to Keselowski there, in that price range, or even Harvick.
So I have a completely different reason why I like Bell that I really haven't seen anybody touch on, is Adam Stevens.
Oh,
I
yeah,
I mean, I'd love Adam Stevens at this track.
that's a good point.
I mean, it'd be hard for me to imagine that Stevens doesn't bring what he brought Kyle Busch to this team.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
So now you're kind of seeing the plays that I'm kind of using a lot of, because I have quite a bit of Christopher Bell today.
I didn't think about that. I've been so caught up in Blaney that, like, I have some Bell lines, but I'm much heavier on Blaney. But man, why do you always got to do this? Got me double thinking myself.
Sorry, man. I try and do the work. I'm trying to look at things that people don't talk about and bring up. I'm not trying to galaxy brain anyone, but I mean, I'll let you talk after this, but I was shocked at how fast Bell was last weekend.
Well, that was more due to being off sequence on pits. That's how he got all those fastest laps.
I know, but still, not even the off sequence, but like how he was racing like through the field. Like, not even when he took that off sequence pit, but like he was cutting through the field even before that. Like, Joe Gibbs is the team right now. I know Hendrick. They just brought poor setup. Not Hendrick. Joe Gibbs brought poor setups to Dover because they were trying something. It didn't work, but I think Joe Gibbs is the team tonight, and then Hendrick would be a secondary priority for me.
Yeah, I can see it. I keep flashing back to that Dover race and how good Hendrick was, and now, like, I think, like, you can't. It's going to be very difficult for anybody to talk me off of Larson. Like, I'll go 100% tonight and not care. And I really like Chase Elliott this week. But yeah, I mean, like, to me, a lot of my lineups are coming down to Kyle Busch or Chase Elliott and which one I want to do. And my brain says Kyle Busch. Place differential record here is so much better. But I really like the extra 1,000 that Chase Elliott allows me to have. And then I can fill the rest of the line a lot better with a Chase Elliott. Plus, like Chase Elliott, he won the All-Star race last year. He gets about 40 fastest laps every time we're here. If Kyle Busch is going to be the chalk over Chase Elliott, I think I'd rather be a little bit heavier on Chase. And again, then I'm back to my original point. Then I flash back to Dover and just how good Chase Elliott and Kyle Larson were there.
Yeah, at the moment, this will probably change. I'll probably try and get some Kyle Busch, but I don't have any Kyle Busch right now.
Really?
And I like Chase Elliott. Like, my highest owned drivers starting inside the top 10 right now are, let me see. It's probably Bell, Hamlin, Larson, Truex, Elliott, Harvick, Keselowski. I do have one lineup with Logano. And I'll probably make one lineup with Kyle Busch, but I don't like Kyle Busch just based on his price when I can fit so many other guys in there. Like, I'd much rather play Elliott over Kyle Busch.
I'm there with you. I just how builds go. Like I said, but then again, like I'm going to be the idiot that says, don't play Kyle Busch at Bristol. And, he goes out and he does Kyle Busch things at Bristol. I don't like how not good he's been on the steep tracks this year, but he's kind of always like that. Like you can always count him for a good finish here. Plus Hamlin and Truex have been fine on steeps this year. So Bell struggled though.
Yeah, that is a concern. What do you think of Truex? Because I'm probably way over the field on Truex.
I understand why people see upside. I can possibly see upside. Of my 10 lineups, they're all in high dollar. I'm not going to have a single Truex line. I'll have one Truex line. I have one Truex line. I lied. For whatever reason, he just can't. Like he's never been able to finish here.
Yep.
Like ridiculously bad. And like Hamlin starting second worries me. Chase Elliott starting fourth worries me. Kyle Larson starting fifth worries me. Like I could easily see Truex lead 10 laps and then just ride around in fifth all day, which would be a good race for him, but that's not going to do anything for you in DraftKings.
Yeah. And I mean, I think this is such a fun slate to make lineups for because I have no fucking clue who's going to lead laps, really.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
that's why I've spread my ownership out. Like, no matter what happens, if somebody leads laps and they start in the top 10, I'm going to have them. But, like, it's crazy. Even when Truex won his championship, when he was the fastest car, like, he still performed terrible at Bristol. But I don't think he's ever started in pole. I actually never looked at that. I don't think he has. Let me look at that real quick. I want to see where he was starting in those races at Bristol.
Where he actually had a good car.
Yeah, when he had a good car.
Started third and third.
Let me get there because I want to compare where he started to the pole sitters or whoever led laps in that race. Let me look. Let's see. Well, I've gone back 10 races. Yeah, like see, even his last 10 races, his best starting positions at third place.
3 top 10s and 30 starts here. Like I get, like I would love to see Martin Truex Jr. win this race. I have a lot of money on him to win the championship this year, so every single win is just more playoff points. And I still can't get to be overweight on Truex. And I see the Dominator upside, but like I said, like Hamlin's so strong right now. Chase is up there. Larson's up there.
Let's see. So he started third last year in the fall, fifth in the spring, third in the fall. I know it's 2019, but I just wanted to look at those. And so in one of those, he led 116 laps, 52 laps, and then 0 laps. I'm not trying to find excuses, but it really could have been the lane he started in. I think being the control car is huge tonight.
But like, so competition caution, lap 40, he loses the lead.
Honestly, it'd be different if he was 10,000, but him being in the 9s,
he's 9.9.
I mean, that's still big. Like if you play when you play Truex, like, I mean, that's a discount. Like, when is Truex ever that cheap?
There's a reason.
I'll look at lines. Yeah, I'll look and I'll be like, oh, he's cheap all the time. Or he's been like that at least 4 times. But I can't remember off the top of my head, like when he's starting first, coming off of like how well he's been running and he's not in the 10K range. Like it's honestly weird to me that Kyle is 11.5 and Truex is 9-9. Like I think Truex should be like 10-3 and Kyle should be like 10 or 11-2.
Repeat that. I was typing something. Sorry about that.
No, like I was just thinking that it's weird that Truex is 9-9 and Kyle's 11-5 because I think Kyle should be more like 11-2 and Truex should be like 10-3.
I think that the biggest thing was they had to price up both Larson and Kyle Busch. So
I don't think Kyle does much in this Larson, or I don't think Kyle Busch does much in this race.
Why do you say that? You think he's going to be points racing?
I think he's points. Yeah, like I don't see Kyle getting a ton of laps. I haven't projected to, but like realistically thinking, like I don't think Kyle Busch really gets out in front. I don't even think he gets a lot of fast laps in this race, which is shown in how the fact that I have no Kyle Busch laps right now, which that'll change, but I just don't like Kyle Busch as a play tonight.
I'm all on board with being underweight on Kyle Busch because everybody's talking up Kyle Busch, myself included. Like almost everyone I've looked into has Kyle Busch as a cash option, which makes sense. I mean, so if his ownership's that sky high, and like I said, if I can pivot down to Chase or Hamlin, or probably Chase or Hamlin, I don't like Logano that much, or Truex. I think that's a great opportunity to save some cap and get off the Kyle Busch, if he is going to be points rate. That's what fucking sucks about this playoff system now. Like in a race like this is you just don't know what they're going to do because like you would think Larson is going to go all out for the win. And then like Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney, they're pretty good on points, but are they going to tone it down a little bit? Hamlin and Truex are in, so they're going to just go for the win.
And then it's also like, if like McDowell's the one that pops in my mind, it's not going to be McDowell, but I can't think of anybody else outside the top 12 points right now. But if one of those guys is second with 4 to go, he's wrecking the leader. The leader's gone. And I talked about that on the video I made on Wednesday or Thursday, or I think last week, when I was kind of talking about how the playoffs encourage the wrong behavior. Like we've seen the past 2 nights, the fastest car has not won the race. And the end of the race has been decided by somebody with nothing to lose, or guys fighting for, like last night it was Cindric and Allmendinger fighting for regular season championship, whatever that means. In the truck race, Creed just got ran the fuck over for a dude who had nothing to lose.
And then Nemechek let Chandler Smith win.
So, man. Like I can't predict that, but and we've seen it before where somebody leads 100 laps and they don't finish inside the top 15.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ryan Blaney.
Yeah. yeah. Let me see. Well, this is true. Probably certainly tonight you'll see all the leader, and you've asked some other questions. Let me just get to yours real quick. ASC. We'll talk about Byron and Bowman in a minute. But yeah, I think the leader is just going to be starting the outside lane, and unless they don't clear themselves entering one, they should be able to lead at least 15 laps off the restart. That's what I would assume. That's kind of why I like Truex, is if he can keep the lead during the first 40 laps, I think he's golden to get 120 laps led. He just has to survive the first 40 laps just because he's starting first. And if you're playing Hamlin, you're hoping that Hamlin gets by Truex really quick, because I got a feeling Truex can just hold. He doesn't even have to have a fast car. He just holds the lead, takes the line away from Hamlin or even Larson.
How many laps led you got projected? Truex projected for? Because I got him at 60.
Got him for 99 right now with 52 fast laps.
52 fast laps.
A 500 lap race. Truex can do that.
I think even if he leads 100 laps, he doesn't get there. I really don't. Hamlin's the one that scares me.
I got Hamlin projected to lead the most laps of anyone.
Interesting. I get it.
I got it. It's Hamlin, Larson. Actually, it's Hamlin, Truex, Larson. My highest 3 for laps led. But like I only have Hamlin for 108 just to keep all the projections in line. But Hamlin's my highest scoring driver tonight. I got the most fast laps going to Larson.
So do I. Most fast lap. I got Kyle Busch with the second most fast laps. We got. How do you think Chase Elliott's going to do?
Dude, I think I hate the word sleeper, but there's a chance Elliott leads this race and gets the lead. Like I like Elliott a lot, not just for DFS, but Elliott is a guy that if I could bet, I might bet Elliott. I'd probably put like 2 units on Elliott to win.
Yeah, I grabbed him at 8.5 to 1. And I'm thinking like that. I'm thinking that's going to be my pivot tonight off of Kyle Busch is going to be.
Yeah, I actually like Elliott more than Larson. Just to finish better. I got Elliott projected to finish second. I'm giving Larson third tonight.
Then you got Hamlin winning.
Yeah, I got Hamlin winning. See, you just read my projections. See, I don't need to give them out. Jordan can just see them.
No, because
knows how I'm working.
I know mine are my top 3 algorithm says Larson, Elliott, Hamlin. So I just assumed. I know we're looking at the same type of data. So
yeah, I like Elliott a lot. What do I have him on DraftKings right now? Let's see. I have. Where you at, Elliott? Waiting for the roto grinders to tell me. Let's see. Right now I got 38% Elliott.
I like that. I like that play.
Yeah. I'm probably underweight on Larson, and that scares me. I think I got 38% Larson right now too.
Yeah, I'd at least go 50. Did you see? I know it doesn't mean much, but this is how I'm overanalyzing this race like no other. Pit stalls. Somehow Kyle Busch lucked into like the best pit stall scenario. He's got a back marker behind him and then an opening in front of him. But even like Larson has Cole Custer in front of him and an opening behind him. Chase Elliott has Buescher in front of him. Truex has Stenhouse behind him. Like I'm trying to figure out. Blaney has Bubba Wallace in front of him and an opening behind him. I'm just trying to figure out how, like Kyle Busch got the I'd say the ideal. Harvick's got a good one too. He's got
Keselowski too.
Yeah, Keselowski has a good spot.
I don't know. I think I could be wrong. This is just kind of me going off of the eye test. But I think typically if you certainly at other tracks, but here at Bristol, I think if you're pitted, facing turn one, you have a slight advantage over the guys in the backstretch. Like, I don't think it's enough to change lineups and stuff, but just from the eyeball test, like, I think why Kyle Busch does have a good pit, and see, we're overanalyzed. Like, nobody gives a shit about his pit stop. But like I think, like, if I had to choose between Kyle Busch and Keselowski's selections, I would choose Keselowski.
Yeah.
But then again, pit road speed's 35, so like,
wait,
like,
I think I'm reading this wrong. So which way does this go? They come in on turn 4 and then they come around to turn 2, right?
No, you under green you can enter whatever time, but under yellow it's a full, like, both pit roads are connected, so you enter off at turn 2, and then you leave pit road in turn 1.
Okay, so yeah, so Larson actually, he has Custer behind him, so I'm less worried about Larson now. I was reading it the other way around.
Yeah.
That's my bad. I was like, wait, this doesn't make sense. And then, Blaney has a good spot then because he's got opening in front of him. Ooh. Mm-hmm. I'm glad I didn't change any lineups due to my wrong analyze of pit road.
Yeah. I learned that after I spent about 2 hours digging into the first pit stop at Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It never even mattered. I spent like 2 hours trying to figure out why that pit stall is slower than any other one. It didn't matter at all. All right, let's see. I know we haven't really answered questions, but I think we've talked. Who have? Oh, Byron and
Byron Bowman.
Man. What do you got for these guys? Because I got more Bowman than Byron.
Agreed. I think Byron's like an 8th place car with very limited fastest lap upside. And if I'm in that range, I'm hitting Blaney or I'm hitting Bell. I can't get to Bowman, unfortunately. I'd love to see him, go out and win and make it to the next round. But yeah, Bowman's price so low. My projections really like Alex Bowman. He's, after last week or the week before, he's dead to me. So I don't even think about him. He's dead. So I'd rather go Chastain if Bowman's going to be chalkier than Chastain. I feel like Bowman's getting talked up a little bit more when, Chastain's plenty good at Bristol, and obviously Ganassi has had good cars here in the past.
So this is I forgot what it's called exactly, but like, if you're at a roulette table and it keeps landing on black,
gambler's fallacy.
Yeah, I think that's what it's called. You think the previous random event influences the next random event. I've been on Chastain the entire year. I haven't played him once when he's wrecked. I have one lineup with Chastain tonight because I
don't like him.
I don't like him at this track. And there's nothing really pointing there. I'm just concerned. Like, this is a track, like, Chastain is still an aggressive driver, and I love that on the 1.5 miles. You have the entire track to deal with because everybody races single file now anyway. And he made it through Richmond decently, but I mean, Bristol, for like 500 laps at Bristol, it really worries me. What's surprising is, and you talk about it in your video, like he took shit boxes and finished, in the 20s. I don't know. Like, I'm scared of Chastain. I like Bowman more to get fast laps in this race, so I've ended up with more Bowman. But I think Chastain gets in a wreck tonight.
See, I think they go about same fastest laps, and I like the place differential upside with Chastain better. Mm-hmm. Unless Bowman gets up there and leads, then I'm going to sound dumb. But like I said, my projections really like Bowman. But if I'm hand building lineups, I'm more likely to go to Chastain. He did finish second here in Xfinity last year.
This is this is how stupid I am. I don't like Chastain, but I got him projected for 51 points tonight. I hate my life, dude. I'll probably add Chastain to more lines. Like, I haven't projected well. I'm just really scared of him wrecking.
That's remember last week when I think we ended with like we're making all these excuses not to play Hamlin or Truex, and you saw what happened. Now, obviously,
No,
Richmond's
dude, no. Wait. So, like, I had lineups with Hamlin, but the main lineup we landed on had Truex, and I am convinced Truex had the best car, and if he wouldn't have beat Hamlin at the line, I think that lineup works. I think Truex kills. He just broke the rules, man. Like, that's
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
But,
I can't even be mad at that because I entered that in the 44. I think I finished like second to last or something with that line. But because I think if Truex is up there, Hamlin doesn't run away with that race like he did. But coulda, shoulda, woulda, you know. But yeah, I need to play more Chastain. Just scared.
Like I said, it's a tough rank. Like I'm so on the 3 high dollar and 3 lower dollar build today that it's the lineups where I'm purposely putting in Chastain.
Mm-hmm.
I just could see him. Like, that car's just been so good. I'm actually looking right now how many times he's wrecked this year. Wrecked at Bristol Dirt, wrecked at Daytona Road Course, blew an engine at Charlotte, and wrecked at Daytona. So he hasn't wrecked outside of Bristol Dirt. But you think tonight's tonight?
I mean, it's like, you know, I hate that they shit on Stenhouse for wrecking because he doesn't wreck a ton, but like Stenhouse is due for a wreck. Chastain's due for a wreck. I mean, I'm grasping at straws like a drunk right now. Like, it's gonna happen, but like, I mean, like, it's hard for me to imagine Chastain just became a clean driver. It's like he's doing fantastic right now, but he really scares me, especially when I haven't projected to do that well, and I think he's going to be popular because he's $7,000. He's one of the few guys that actually offers pretty decent place differential today. Like, I think I could make the argument that Chastain and Bubba would be those two drivers.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like a lot of lineups should go like Larson and Chastain together. But I could be wrong.
I'm like, are you you said you had 30% Larson. Is that just you purposely trying to be underweight?
No.
Like, what I'm trying to figure out what's pointing you to Larson not having
I have 50% Larson. I get 38 Elliott.
Like, okay, I got you. I'm the crazy DFS player that goes 100% with a driver.
Well, I normally would, but I don't have confidence in any one of these drivers. Otherwise, I'd be doing more single entry stuff. But this is just a race where I'm just going to build lines and hopefully hit them that way.
Larson's just, yeah. Last 2 steep tracks, he's just smashed.
Yeah. So what do you want to end this on? Kind of like building a Larson line that kind of gets different. We're talking about guys you want to use with him. Or how do you, because personally, I would like to play Truex with Larson. I think that makes a lot of sense. Like Truex, Bell, Larson. I like that a lot. Throw Chastain in there. I think that makes a lot of sense.
How you ended that then?
I have no idea. I was just doing that in my head.
Oh, okay.
I have to look. I don't even think I have that in the line. I was even thinking, man, I need to write that down. That's not terrible. But let me see. Like that, but like in my head, that just seems like how you should go. If you're playing Larson and he's supposed to kill like that much, it leaves you 6,100. I'd probably punt. Probably punt with that line. I'd probably play a 4K. I'm probably gonna enter a line with that. But yeah, I would punt with that line. I don't want to goof around with the 5K or really LaJoy because I'm already taking enough risk with Truex in that. I'd probably get off of LaJoy, punt in the fours, and see what I can get done from there.
Honestly, I'd take Smithley and Wallace and call it a day.
That goddamn Wallace play, man. I don't know what to do with Wallace. I don't know, man.
Trust in Bubba Wallace.
I don't know, man.
28th. Like that place differential is so all he's got to do is survive. Hell, he finished top 10 here last year, I think. And finished 11th at Dover. I just really like the upside there.
Remember when he was a shoo-in for the All-Star race?
Nope.
And he got wrecked? Oh, man, you don't remember that? He was the fan vote. He was going to win the fan vote, and McDowell wrecked him when they ran the All-Star race here.
I don't know how much I like that line having 3 guys starting top 6, though. I think that's a little risky.
Yeah, it is. But
if you don't like take off Christopher Bell, go up to Blaney, and then cut Wallace down to Buscher.
I'd probably like that more. I'm guessing that would probably project better based on my projections off the top of my head.
And that'd leave you $200 if you wanted to get off of Larson and go up to Kyle Busch. And it keeps you off the chalk of Priest and LaJoy. So if those two have issues, you're probably sitting pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you got 3 solid dominators there, or lap leaders.
Mm-hmm. I'm just so high on Joe Gibbs this week. Like it's weird. Like Hendrick, it's really 2 drivers that I believe in, and that's Elliott and Larson, where Bowman is heads or tails, whereas I like all the Joe Gibbs drivers. I'd probably play Kyle if he was cheaper. Like I said, I'm just high on Bell today.
I get it. But I mean, Kyle Busch is like the only way I don't see him performing, top 5 and 50 fastest laps is if he's points racing, which we don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
It is though. I wish I had more time to hand build 150 lineups because that'd be fun. It is. Yeah. It's a very fun slate to build lineups.
Yeah, and it's almost rare this year with how the qualifying has been. It's I can only think of maybe a couple times this year where I'm like, oh, this is going to be a fun 3 hours fucking around with lines.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm worried we see like I think it's either like 2 guys lead the whole race or we see like 6 people lead. Like, I don't think there's any in between.
I think we'll see 3.
Mm-hmm.
3 with 100 plus. That's what I'm kind of leaning toward right now.
Yeah. Who else haven't we really talked about? Oh, Kurt Busch. We haven't even mentioned Kurt Busch. I'm not on Kurt.
I like him as a tournament play, but I don't love him as a tournament play is probably the best way that I can put that.
Okay. What about Austin Dillon?
Not seeing it.
Okay. Matt DiBenedetto. I think he's going to be popular.
He's going to be popular, but he's never finished well here outside of a Toyota car.
It's weird that people remember DiBenedetto's run here.
That second place and the 6th place in 2016.
Yeah, like it's strange that for whatever reason his Bristol races are like engraved into everyone's mind. Like even mine. Like I remember, oh, DiBenedetto ran well. I don't know like why, and I'm sure that's pushing ownership. Probably higher than it should be.
I hate the price though. Like
yeah, I do too.
He's too overpriced.
You said you like Suarez, right?
I like Suarez as a tournament play. I think he runs really well here at Bristol. And then he was top 10 at Dover. So if it's tough. Starting 21st. I like him as a pivot off of Buscher, I guess. It's tough though.
That's what I was going to ask you. Who do you like more? Suarez or Wallace? I know they're different, but when I was building a lot of lineups, my remaining salary, at least when I was hand building, was like 7,500. To where the two guys that stuck out to me were Suarez or Wallace, and so I ended up playing Suarez more, and I would just upgrade another driver
over Buscher.
Yeah, I like Suarez. I have Suarez projected more than Buscher today.
Between Bubba and Suarez, give me Bubba. Yeah.
Didn't you bet Suarez for a top 20?
I did. But I think unless he has a really good run, I think they finish about the same spot, and I'll take those place differential points because neither of them are getting fastest laps. Actually, Bubba Wallace is more likely to get fastest laps than Daniel Suarez is based on numbers this year. But if I'm in that mid-7 range, I'm going to hit Stenhouse, I think.
Yeah, man, Stenhouse is weird.
How'd you like my boy Stenhouse?
It's hard to finish outside the top 30 in wrecks in 4 races over 2 years. But
before that, look at those finishes before that.
I know, man. You got 4th, 14th, 9th, 2nd, and 4th, but
6th, 2nd, like 0 finishes outside top 21.
I was in that Roush car, man.
That's true. That's very true, actually.
That's why I like Buscher more than Stenhouse. Like I said, I got Stenhouse for 29 points today.
Yeah, that's very true. I still think Stenhouse is. I still see the upside with Stenhouse.
Mm-hmm. It's almost weird. Like a lot of these back marker drivers I have projected to finish around like 19th and 18th. And that's why I start preferring. That's why I like LaJoy more and Priest more, because like I can project them for 22nd, and LaJoy gets 8 place differential, Priest gets 5. Whereas say if I give like Newman 20th, then I'm paying more for Newman for only like 4 place differential points. So that's kind of why I'm not very high on Jones or Stenhouse, because I think they get stuck running 19th, 18th, 20th today.
I agree with that. Not so much with Stenhouse, but with Jones for sure.
Yeah, I think for me, I just kind of plant my flag on some value plays and then get different hunting for the lap leaders and stuff. I think that's how I'll go about it.
That's exactly where I'm at too. Like I said, there's no great pivots down below. So unless you're punting, just I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to eat the lower chalk and try to find the surprise lap leader. That's where I'm at. But like I said, I fucking suck at Bristol. I've never been good here. I feel like I've had one good race here, and I bet Jimmy Johnson 16-1. I put $69.69 on him, and he pulled it off.
What a man! Nice. What a meme, man. That's like those NFTs on DraftKings where some guys are selling them for like $69.69. Love them, man. Love them.
69,420. Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. Any questions? I know we're an hour and 10 minutes into this, so I'll probably let you go pretty soon so you can get your stuff finished. I think we've covered everything. I'm in Stenhouse, Kurt Busch. Yeah, we've basically talked about everything. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we've covered everything.
It's punt week. Start of football season. That means it's punt week.
Yeah, man. And Half is finally he's priced down to where he should be, starting third to last. Oddly enough, I like Smithley. I got Smithley projected for more.
I really like Smithley as well.
But
that's my preferred punt.
But I hate punting chalk. I don't think Smithley's going to be highly owned at all. But in terms of punting, like I think Smithley's going to have more ownership than Half, and I'll take that $200 extra.
Yeah, like I said, like when I can afford it, I'm going Smithley. But there's been quite a few lineups where I just can't. Like I'm left with 46 or right at 45. So Half's the next best option. But you look at Steep Tracks this year, he's finished 30th, and 29th in the last 3. So
that was the last thing I was going to ask you. The most I'm leaving on the table is $300 in my lineups. I have a lot using all the salary, a lot with 100 left over. I don't think it's really worth leaving anything more than like 400.
I'm checking mine right now. Highest for me is 3.
Okay, yeah,
1,000.
3. No way. No way. No, dude. No. It's like, dude, there's no way.
It's mini Daytona.
That was a good move, though. Have you seen Atlanta? Have you seen the pictures from Atlanta? They got part of the work in 3 and 4 done. I don't think it's going to be a Daytona, but it's going to be bad if somebody wrecks, and they're just going to take out like 8 guys. All right, cool. Well, we're going to let all you guys head out now. I've kept you enough. I know we kind of interrupt. I think Awesome was doing their show right now. And I don't really like going head-to-head with other guys. But thank you guys for watching, and best of luck today. I mean, personally, I think this is one to build a lot of lineups on. versus building like 1 or 2, but that's just me. Yeah, guys, best of luck.
Darren, I don't think that line's ugly at all. I like it quite a bit. But wait, what Busch is that?
It's got to be Kyle because he's triple punting.
Yeah, I don't hate it. If Hamlin leads early.
Wait a minute, I gotta check one thing before we do end the show. Give me a moment. Like I said, personally, I don't like Kyle Busch a ton. And in that line, if those 3 guys don't, okay, this is another guy. I got a donation earlier today from a Darren. I wasn't sure if it was him. That's why I was checking. Personally, I'd probably take Busch off and change Priest on that line, on this one here. But that's what I would do.
I think it's fine like it is.
Either way, thank you guys for checking us out, listening to us ramble, and best of luck today. Enjoy the race. It's gonna be a long one.
Good luck. It is gonna be a long one, man. Yep. See you guys.
Yeah, at least you got beer now, right?
True.